Hey guys, welcome back to Judo Highlights. So LIPARTELIANI, he has retired. An absolute legend of the game, 35 years of age, very old to be continuing his career up until this point. A lot of people barely make it past 30. But just a year younger than me, so someone I looked up to a lot. And someone who I watched a lot and just really tried to learn a lot from. It sounds a bit crazy to say it now, but going back to 2010, you can find videos of LIPARTELIANI competing. This is the European Championships, of which he won 3 times. Now, in my mind, it's not just that. It's just the total sum of his entire career. He was always on the podium, but maybe when it counted most, not at the very, very top of the podium, missing out on some pretty key gold medals that would have really made his legendary status just that little bit more incredible. So, while he did take gold 3 times at the European Championships and many golds at the Masters and Grand Slams, the Olympic Games, he went to 3 of them, but only managed to return home with a silver medal. Here he is taking out Guak, who stopped his chances of getting a gold medal at the World Championships a year prior. But it was Baker in the final, getting a Wazadi score here that stopped him from getting a gold medal, and you could tell that really started to hit home on the podium, and there were quite a few situations like this where he just kind of missed out ever so slightly, especially at the World Championships. He competed at 12 World Championships, which is an absolutely incredible record. Taking 3 silvers, 3 bronze medals. Aaron Wolf, Cho, and Gonzalez, they stopped him all in the finals at the World Championships. Although he didn't get revenge against Wolf, he did get revenge against Cho. Have a look at this. This is probably one of LIPARTELIANI's best ippons. Classic LIPARTELIANI with that makikomi. He also got revenge on Gonzalez, who also made a move up to 100s. Now this is years later in 2023 at Tashkent. Now LIPARTELIANI, he competed at both under 90s and under 100s. And this was kind of at a time when Givanashvili was making a name for himself. But I mean, here you can see LIPARTELIANI took him out at the World Championships. Although Givanashvili took gold at the Junior World Championships that same year. But I'm not sure what kind of decisions took place within the Georgian team and amongst the guys themselves, but you could just tell by looking at the 2 guys, Givanashvili, the much smaller judoka, and LIPARTELIANI, so tall, and had the frame for under 100s as well. But it makes you kind of wonder, you know, what would have happened if he just continued to stay at under 90s? Would he have gotten one of those gold medals that he wanted so badly? Anyway, I do want to talk about his techniques a little bit. As you've been kind of seeing, he's very, very good at the makikomi, kind of makikomi in general, but also uchimata makikomi. Actually, this next one on Judo Base, this one here, this was categorized as hane makikomi. Don't see that one very often, and I guess, I mean, when you look at it, it makes sense. I mean, one thing LIPARTELIANI was very good at was just kind of raising that elbow, never actually letting go of it, but just kind of getting his arm out of the way so he can put his body in place and really wrap his body around his hikite arm, his pulling hand. And he just puts so much weight down onto it for the makikomi. One of the masters at this technique. Just absolutely incredible. Now, I did go through pretty much all of his videos, all of his ippons. This was the only one I saw of an ippon seoinage. A lot of the time, it was this kind of makikomi. Sometimes he would get a counter, get people down to the ground. And when he did get people down to the ground, I want to call this the LIPARTELIANI roll. Because he got so many wins with this transition. He might actually have maybe more wins with this turnover here than he does his kind of uchimata makikomi. And it's very, very awkward. So obviously when he goes in for those makikomis, he often ends up in a position where he's kind of locked up the arm. And so I think just from doing that a lot, he ended up in this kind of osaikomi position. And so one day he must have said, well, if I'm always in this position, how can I get there if I don't do the makikomi? How can I just immediately transition into this from the Ne-waza? And his transitions were absolutely sublime. Have a look at this. The way he jumps on the arm. And then to be able to turn people over like this, it takes a lot of skill. The control with the legs, and look how fast he pops his head out. Now I want to show you just one more example of this, and this is against Damian. who is a world champion in his own right, and at this time he was just on the up and up, absolutely demolishing people. But have a look at this exchange on the ground. Here's LIPARTELIANI going in for his entry, and Damian jumps on his elbow. So LIPARTELIANI forced to roll. And when I was watching this, I remember watching this live, I thought, it's over. It's over for LIPARTELIANI. But look at that, he spins out. Absolutely amazing. And then I thought, okay, they're going to stand this back up. But LIPARTELIANI, he just continues to do what he's always done for many, many years. And he gets the roll on Damian. And Damian's so strong. You can see LIPARTELIANI taking a lot of time to work through this, but his understanding of the position is absolutely incredible. And he must have flexible shoulders, doing all that makikomi, you know, the way he puts that elbow up in the throw. He's just so strong in that position, even though for a lot of us it would just be incredibly awkward and maybe a bit painful. So if you're interested in LIPARTELIANI's turnover, I got a couple more clips at the end of the video if you just want to study those by yourself and work out how he's doing it. But yeah, as I was saying, a lot of these makikomi techniques, and a lot of people think, oh, he's going to go for a makikomi, we'll just pick him up, throw him, counter him with uranage. But LIPARTELIANI is such a master of the technique that it just never happened to him. And then of course, just awareness of the game, experience, countering people like this, and then going straight into the Ne-waza. He was so very good at this. Have a look at this. Sinking onto that arm, feeding his hand to his own lapel, and then grabbing the knee for the turnover. Absolutely incredible. So I'll leave you guys with a couple of clips of this transition here. Make sure you check out the last one against Ueoka. It's quite a good one. Good camera angle so you can really see all the details. Make sure to like, subscribe to the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.